why did she feel the need to get out of the relationship?
She ended the way she did.
The way she did. What was happening prior to that scenario happening? Something has been building. I mean, sometimes maybe you need a bit of time, but there's got to be a time where two people sit down and talk things through. Learn how to be able to communicate effectively, even when there is conflict.
Hello, welcome to our program again. Welcome to Let's Talk Marriage, the podcast. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening, watching, subscribing. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're not just talking about marriages. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about dilemmas, really. Anything that you guys want to talk about, let us know. Drop your comments down there, and we'll be happy to oblige. We'll be happy to bring our guests that are relevant to the questions that you ask us. We've got a great guest today. She's been here before. She's a very good friend of mine. When we started off, it was because of her that I started this podcast. And she asked me why I haven't brought her to the show. So it's the second time she's coming. The last time she was here, she was very raw. She talked about loads of stuff, and the viewing was great. So I thought I'd bring her back again. And I'm going to keep on bringing her more and more times because she's really good, and she'll solve a lot of your questions. We're talking about dilemmas. We're talking about, she's going to be the agony aunt, and she's going to be the house therapist, if you like. So, Sarah Nabs, how are you?
Hi, Chris.
How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm okay.
You're
good
good?
to see you again.
I'm glad to be here again.
Studio looks different, nice, isn't it?
It's so different. I came in, I was like, ooh, this looks nice. More
Yeah.
space, more spacious.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
You look good.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you
always
very
do.
much. As always, you look good too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I got to keep up with the appearances.
Same here.
Yeah. And I forgot to say, I like your laughter, man. It's very, very addictive.
I need to stop laughing like this.
No.
I've been trying to compose myself. I've been trying to compose myself throughout my life.
Did you practice how not to laugh for the podcast?
No.
It just comes natural, doesn't it?
Oh, gosh, help me today.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too,
Well,
Thank you for inviting me
Oh,
again.
yeah. I'm going to have to keep inviting you, because like I said earlier, it's because of where I started off. Honestly, I really mean that. And a year later, it's like really, really progressed, and great things are happening, and I'm thinking, I got to bring Sarah along. I can't leave her behind. She was part of this. Honest to God.
Do you really mean that?
I mean that. Honestly. I should have told you off air, but
because
no. Yeah?
I think I need to hear it more often because a lot of people, you start with them and then they fly off and then
they forget where
they forgot where they started from. I'm glad you appreciate that.
I do.
And imagine I stopped. I'm not even doing any podcasts now at the moment, and look how great you pushed it, and look how great it's become, and it's really. I'm seeing the work you're doing. It's absolutely amazing.
Thank
the guests,
you.
and honestly, it's a really, really good podcast, and it's not just for the young lot. It's the middle-aged, the real man, real woman who really wants to get advice and good advice, in their relationships. And not just relationships, but life, that life in general that we've got going on. Very nice podcast.
Because I remember when I was being in the service, remember when one of them pastors said, "Oh, Chris, come and talk about your podcast," and he caught me off guard. I said, "Really?" And then I was trying to remember everyone who's been part of it, and I remember you were at the back there, you raised your hand, and I also went, "Yeah, Sarah." That was so funny. I actually forgot that you were that. And Sarah.
Like I said, I'm always getting forgotten by people, and then they remember me in there, you know.
Good. Okay, let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
We're going to talk about loads of stuff.
Why have you got me here, Chris? Why have you brought me back?
Ask Sarah, our resident therapist. That's what we...
You know what? When you said that, I burst into laughter because I was like, I'm not no therapist. I just have life experience. But you know what? I'll take it.
Yeah, of course.
I'll take it.
So that'll be an excuse to bring you more times.
And I will be gladly to come because, I like to help people. I like to
give you views.
I'm that kind of person in all what I do.
Yeah.
So, why not?
Yeah. What do you think? Is friendship with an ex a good thing?
Friendship with an ex, it's complicated. It has different variables. It depends. You have to create, if you've got children with an ex, there has to be some sort of friendship, hopefully. Because that it's not always the case that anyway when the breakups happen that it's a case where things are okay for them to be friends. But if two mature people end, at some point you're gonna need to be able to be amicable. You might not be the best of friends, but you're gonna have to be amicable so that you can raise your children. If you're friends, that's a bonus. That's how I see it. I would call that a bonus because both of you have obviously moved on. You've realized you're probably better off that way, and you're able to be on the same page to raise your children or your child or whatever. So of course they should be. Of course that's the ultimate goal, that it should be that way. When things don't work out, you shouldn't allow the children to suffer, right? So it will be that in that scenario, you have to see if you can become at least amicable, and then friendship would be a bonus. I've seen some people who are like that. I have a really close friend of mine, not even just close friend, she's an auntie, she's a cousin, and I won't say her name, but she knows herself, and she probably will hear this, who she's friends with her ex. They are very good friends. They're the best of friends. She could go over to their house because she lives in and out of the country, and she could stay over.
Have they got kids together?
They've got one child together, and she will stay over. But that works out. So it works out for some people. Now the other scenario of just an ex, you've been together before, and then you just break up. Me as Sarah, most of my exes, we have been friends. Most. I say most, okay? I'm still friends with most of them. If we're not on Facebook, we're on Instagram. Not that I've got that many anyway, exes like that, but we're okay. If I, couple of them have married or have children or just gone on big on better things, I'll still be able to I'm able to message and say, congratulations, or
you don't feel jealous?
No, why would you feel jealous if you're not with the person anymore? But like I said, it all depends on how you broke up, what happened and what transpired. I don't know, maybe I'm just different. I've not had those kind of relationships where it was crazy. Well, my one ex, but others, it how can I put it? The truth is, it depends on your relationship with the person. There are exes where I could never be friends with them. But those exes, unfortunately, I've got children with them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then there's exes who we don't have children together, but from when we were younger, when we were together, when my younger days, my 20s, I'm talking about my 20s now, I'm in my 40s now. But in my, teens to 20s, those kind of exes, we're friends, we're okay. They've married and we see each other and we will talk and we will laugh and we're cordial, We're not the best of friends, but we're cordial. So my question, going back to what you asked me, can you still be friends with exes? Yes. It depends on you. It depends how mature you are. It depends on your emotional intelligence. It depends on the scenario. Most of the time, women or men, but most of the time it's women, cannot be friends with exes because of jealousy.
Yeah.
because of anger, because of unforgiveness.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That is why they're not friends, because they still have something that they have not resolved within themselves and the person. And I always tell my friends or those around me, at the end of the day, it's you. You've got to start with you. You can't change yourself. You can't change them, but you can change the way how you see things. Even now, even when, like, for example, even with one of my exes, we have a child together, but I've had to put myself in a position where no matter how he may handle things, I've made a decision. I have to try. I have to try, for the sake of my child, to give him the opportunity to be able to do the right thing. I have to leave that bit of room. I have to leave that bit of grace, you know, whether he takes it or not and uses it wisely, because then that's where the problem becomes. Because I'm the kind, I always tell, I can be your best friend, or I can be a hurricane. Depends on the side you want.
Yeah.
It depends on how you're going to approach the situation. I love Jesus. I have a relationship with Jesus, but don't take it for granted. I can forgive you, but it doesn't mean I'm going to allow you to abuse my personal space. So I've allowed my ex to be able to try for the sake of his child. But if he doesn't, I don't have power over that. But me as me, within myself, I'm content enough to be like, let them be around me. They've even come to church. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
He's even come to church.
Yeah, I thought they came to church because you're kind of being amicable, or you're...
Yeah, because we're trying to be amicable.
Oh, see.
But being amicable and you being a part of your child is totally different things, isn't it? Yeah? But I'm trying to be amicable to allow you to have that space, because an absent father obviously has issues within themselves, don't they? But I'm trying to bring you in so that we can build something. And a lot of you men, out of pride, I think, I'm the father or stuff like that. When you're approaching the woman who's looking after your child a lot, and then you're coming with that kind of behavior or that kind of, how do they call it? That kind of behavior, it's not going to get you anywhere. Humbleness is what's going to get you where, in that relationship. And I think sometimes maybe that's what comes with me, where I'm like, well, it doesn't work like that. You're going to have to figure out how we can communicate in order for this child to have the best of both sides. If we don't have good communication, it's not going to work. So keys, communicating how you dealt with whatever happened and being able to move on from the past.
So how about if you are with another person, now you've moved on.
Yeah.
You're dating someone else, yeah?
Yeah.
And now you got your ex coming with your children. Do you think they'll be jealous of you with someone else or let's say the tables are turned?
Yeah.
They are dating someone else, and you're single, and you've got their child, and you want them to be part of that of the child, or do you think they will be jealous of? I don't know. Would you be jealous of them in that relationship, or would you think, what, it's only the child that want the father to know, I'm not really interested in you or in your relationship? Do you get what I mean?
I get what you mean. It goes back to what I was saying to you before. Most women, if truly you are over that man, you're not going to have a problem with them moving on. You're not going to have a problem. I have friends who are in those positions where the friend has a father, the father of her children. The father's moved on, he's engaged, he's getting married, and she has to be cordial. She talks to the new wife, the new person. They're engaged because they have to communicate, because someone has to do the school run. She's involved with both the new wife partner and the person. I was the same. one of my exes, who we share a child together, he's got another baby mother. I don't like using that word, but he had another baby mother, and I think the baby mother must have thought that now I've come on the scene, it was gonna be, a big battle. And I had a conversation with her, and I sat down and I said, that's not gonna happen with me. That doesn't work. I'm a mature woman. This man you have a child with, you already have a child with him. I expect you to have the same relationship. I expect you to communicate and continue your relationship with him, to be friends. But unless you still have feelings for him, that's when things will be, obviously are going to be different. Otherwise, there's no reason why you can't still continue to do your communicating with one another. And I'm the same. I'm not expecting to be in a relationship where I'm with somebody and my ex-partner now is getting jealous or having issues. That I wouldn't want that. The best case scenario is everybody should be getting along. We've moved on. So why would you have a problem with me being with this new person, except there's underlying issues?
I don't know if it's moving on or it's
emotional intelligence.
Yeah, it's like you said. I think it's more how you broke. Yeah, it's how you broke up, because I know two scenarios. One, myself. I broke up with someone, and ages later, we kind of knew the same friends, and I went to this wedding where the friend was getting married, and we knew this friend, and this lady was in the wedding, but she was kind of one of the doing the work or carrying the brides around, and she had an issue with me. Something I said, she lashed out. Everything I said, she lashed out. Till one of the guys who knew that we were dating said, "Oh, what's wrong here, man? You guys need to be put in a room and sort yourselves out, because clearly something's still not been resolved." And we've moved on.
Were you with somebody else at the wedding?
I wasn't. But just the fact that I was there, when I said, I don't know what was wrong.
It kicked off.
Yeah, she just lashed out. The groom actually said, "Look, what's going on here, Chris? There's, you guys need to sort whatever it is." So I think it's how you break up.
How did you break up?
That's another story. So another podcast.
I'm a therapist. There you are.
I know.
How did you break up?
It probably wasn't.
Let's start there.
Give
me like a little scenario of.
We dated for a long time, and then we were meant to get married, and then she broke off the engagement.
Okay, was that because of you?
Yeah, because I think I kept her waiting too long.
Okay, why did you keep her waiting for too long?
I don't know. I didn't feel that I was ready. I didn't feel like we were ready for marriage. I didn't feel like if we got married, then it would have worked. That's just how I felt. There's one of them things you just feel like.
So why are you with the person and then you don't think that the marriage is going to work, but then you're still taking them along with you?
I know. But then I did say to her, "Look, we can break this off any time. Everyone can go their separate ways, But she just said, "No, let's, keep seeing each other." We actually dated for a long time. I'm not going to say how long, because she'll probably watch this. And she broke it off because I actually went and saw her parents. We're going to get married. And then when I came back to the country, she said, "No, Chris, I've changed my mind. I can't. I don't want to get married. It's me, it's not you." One of them ones there and says, "It's me, it's not you." That's not true.
That is
it's always
sad.
You, it's not them. I know. It was really sad. But I think we should have got married. But I think I kept her waiting too long, and she just...
What's waiting too long?
It was quite a few years. We dated quite a long time.
Oh no,
yeah.
To be fair, it also depends, because it depends on why you're making the person wait for so long. I've been in that situation, but it also depends. Waiting too long does not mean then I'm going to be bitter with you when we break up, because if we're breaking up because it's just not going to work, and you made me wait. I loved you, but you made me wait for too long. I think that's where Christ comes in there, and your relationship with God, because I wouldn't be upset with you if I then saw you at a wedding.
Mm.
In fact, I'd probably want you to see how well maybe I'm doing,
Yeah, exactly.
and what you missed out on,
Exactly.
and even be more nice, not nice to you, but I would want to be amicable with you. The fact that I've seen you, but yeah, it didn't work out. If you were beating me, that's a whole different story. You get me?
Yeah.
So this is where, like, women, sometimes women, our mindsets are really sad because we don't know how to handle our emotions sometimes. And sometimes we lack that emotional, I'm keep using this word, and maybe that's what the key word for today's, our podcast is today, that emotional intelligence is so important in women. Now, you already know men, you think logically before you think with emotions. We are emotional and then we think logic. It can take time, and every woman has their, their limits to when they think like that. But as you get older, you should become more mature and should be able to handle when things arise. And Pastor was talking about this a couple of weeks ago. Just because you're upset with a man, maybe you're married. I think he used the scenario of you're married and then the man is cheating on you or something, or something happens in the house that you're upset about. He was saying that if the woman shouts at the man is just gonna also become aggressive, or who you talking to, kind of thing. Don't shout at a man, and the same vice versa. Learn how to be able to communicate effectively, even when there is conflict. I had to learn that the hard way, but I did learn that because you get a better reaction. And sometimes maybe, again, emotional intelligence, knowing at the right time when to bring things up. So you're at a wedding, you broke up, you're at someone's wedding. Why are you going to start conflict with you because we broke up? And maybe you were giving him conflict, giving her looks or something yourself.
I'm just trying to keep away, actually. I think it's more to do actually how if there's closure.
If there's closure.
I think
was there closure?
No, there wasn't closure.
What is closure?
Closure is come to.
Why do people feel like you always need closure? What? To come and sit and say, Chris, you hurt me, you broke me.
Maybe there's
but now I've moved on.
No.
Yeah.
Let's just go our separate ways. It didn't work out. I wish you well. In whatever you do. If you meet out there, maybe we say hello. And so on. There's no hard feelings.
So you don't have that. When you say you broke up, you didn't have that conversation?
No, we didn't have that.
What, you just said, we broke up and put the phone down on her?
No, we just stopped seeing each other. It wasn't even with the phone down.
So you didn't even have a conversation that you broke up?
No.
You just stopped talking?
We just stopped talking, and she started seeing someone else, and I got upset. And then, of course, she was living not far from where I was living. Then she moved away, and then she was actually seeing this guy before we even broke up officially. I only came to know this later, and so I should have been the one who was
immature. That's who does that? Who does that a lot? The world does that a lot, and the church. Let me even put it out there. The people do that, but that's not a right way to break up, though.
Yeah,
because if things were not working out, both of you should have sat down and had a conversation. I mean, sometimes maybe you need a bit of time, but there's got to be a time where two people sit down and talk things through.
Yeah. I'll give you another scenario. There's another one as well who they broke up. I think there's something wrong with the guy. I don't know what the guy wasn't. He wasn't serious in the relationship. These ones were living together. And then one day the lady comes, packs her things and goes. When he's packing her things, the guy says, "It looks like you're leaving me." And the guy says, "No, I'm not. I'm just gonna take my things, and just to clear my space. I'll come back." But the guy knew he was leaving, but he just said, and that was the last time the guy saw the girl. The next time he saw her, he actually didn't see her. He heard that she was getting married. So he had to actually to come to see for himself that he was getting married. So while they're sitting there at the front of the queue, the high table, he walked in just to make sure that, imagine that. And someone said, "Oh, look, your ex-boyfriend is there. He's come to see you." And they actually had to make sure that he wasn't gonna cause trouble because he hadn't had any closure. They just, imagine that.
Lord, woo.
Yeah.
That one is hard.
Yeah. See?
That one is hard. The questions you have to go back and ask. First question was, why?
Yeah.
Why did she feel the need to get out of the relationship?
She ended the way she did.
The way she did. What was happening prior to that scenario happening? Something has been building.
Yeah.
Something has been brewing.
Yeah.
Something has been going on. Was he a faithful man?
Apparently he was a bit of a loser. He wasn't well, nothing new there, is it? Because us men, we're labeled as losers, aren't we?
No,
whether it's true or not is another story.
No, I don't.
He wasn't pulling his weight. He wasn't doing stuff.
Okay. He wasn't pulling his weight. She had enough.
Yeah, she had enough, and But I think she still should have had a conversation. Like, look, what? It's not working.
She should have had a conversation.
When she's packing her things, when this guy can clearly see that.
But I think she's done that because maybe she has tried to go before.
Oh, okay.
She might have tried to go before. Like I said, there's obviously things that have happened that she's come up with, that this is the only way I'm going to be able to get out so that he doesn't stop me.
Yeah.
Then the other question is, why has he not also come to find me? I've left. Yeah. I've packed my things today. Yeah. I've left your home. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 1 month, 2 months.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Why have
you? Right. If you really love me, if you really want to be with me, are you not going to fight for me?
You're right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. There's more to it than that, really.
There's definitely more to it. So we might see the scenario of, oh my God, ex has come through at the wedding, but she didn't leave the house yesterday and marry tomorrow.
No. It was a while.
There was a while. Come on. If there's a couple of years, where have you been? Why are you coming to my wedding now? Honestly, the pride of men sometimes can be out of control, especially African men, because I'm sure he was African.
Yeah, he was.
Why turn up at my wedding? What is it you're going to achieve to turn up at my wedding to do? We could have had this conversation before. You see sometimes the immaturity in human beings where the lack of emotional intelligence has made him think that if I show up at the wedding and, throw her off, maybe something's going to happen.
Yeah.
What's that going to do for you? What are you going to achieve from doing that to the woman?
Probably make a fool of herself.
Yeah,
really.
Exactly. Yeah, Even women, when we do that kind of stuff, what's it going to achieve when you ring the other woman and you start cursing them out and you start going back and forth with this other woman? The man is the one that you were with. Deal with him. Immaturity in a relationship is a killer, and many of us don't know it. The lack of communicating. You can love somebody, but if you cannot communicate with that person, that is a problem. There's no point of us loving each other and we cannot communicate. When you said earlier that you were with somebody, with this person for a long time, but then somehow you wasn't sure whether you should marry this person. When you look back in that relationship, was there opportunities where you ever sat and actually discussed, or you always brushing her off?
Discuss what, marriage or?
Yeah, discussing the future. What is happening? Where are we going?
Yeah, we did that. It's funny you say that. We did that all the time, and I always used to say, when we get married, this, and I never used to say when we get married. I used to say if we get married, and she'd be like, what do you mean if we get married? When is if gonna be when we get married? So it's like I was never sure.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So I was always like, not sure whether, if we get married, this. So she didn't like that. What do you mean if we get married?
Did she ever come up to you though? And when she said that I don't like that, I need some reassurance whether I'm wasting my time or not. Did you ever get that?
Not directly, but she did kind of say it, because she said she used to come a lot and cook and all that, clean the house.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I know.
This
I know.
is the
And I used to
problem with
live-
you lot. This is ridiculous. My goodness me.
And I used to live on my own, funny enough. And then she said,
What is wrong with us women?
and then she said to me, look, since I don't know whether you're going to marry me, I'm going to still doing these things. I'm not going to be cleaning, I'm not going to be cooking for you, because I don't know if you're going to marry me. What's the point of me doing all these things and I don't know where the future holds? And she actually had the point.
Not just the point. A lot of women don't understand. When we're doing all of this stuff, we might as well say we are married.
We're married, yeah.
Even though true marriage, if kids are watching, then, but let me say this. What real marriage is saying we are now going to be having sex.
Yeah.
That's true marriage.
Yeah.
We have decided, God, that us two people are going to have sex.
Yeah, we just want to say,
That's marriage. That's true marriage. I don't know
okay.
if you were listening to pastors preaching a couple of weeks ago, the last couple of weeks, about the spirit and about the soul ties.
Yes.
The soul tie. In the spirit, once you have sex with somebody, you are married. It's
God.
not the cooking and the cleaning and all of that. All those are extras, which I really believe as I've grown older, they're nice to do for somebody, okay? But do them when you know you shouldn't, when you're not expecting something in return and you're doing it out of the goodness of your heart. But if you think that you're trying to show a man that he should marry you by doing them, you're very mistaken. And it also depends on what you as a man, obviously your love language is. Most men's love language is not washing the dishes and cooking and cleaning. They want that as a basic.
Yeah.
Because they were getting that when they were with their mums. So it's not that's not going to be your deciding factor. The split side to the other side of that is, if we are already having sexual encounters, we are married. Women, you are married. When you are having sex with this man, you are married. You have now married him. Your demons and his demons have now come together.
Yeah, oh my
Everything that he had from the soul,
Yeah.
every negativity, Pastor mentioned even poverty. If poverty
Yeah,
was
that's
in there,
true.
everything, his ambition, his vision, his lack of vision, his lack of, it's a soul tie. You've now tied yourself. That's why some of them are then bitter. That said something so powerful. And he talked about, imagine a woman, you see that the woman who, your ex, and you met at the wedding, the soul tie was speaking when she was negative with you. You get, the soul tie was what was speaking, because there is something in her that just started to ignite inside of her, and anger came. You know what that was? The soul tie. I'm sorry to say, because I shouldn't be putting your business on the table. But I'll say, because if you were sexually active, that's exactly what was happening.
Oh my God.
That's what happens to us. That's why the importance of who you marry is so important. But more so in this day and age, because it's unfortunate, because many people don't realize the value of what marriage is. Many people want the wedding. But this thing called marriage, starts with sex.
Yeah.
So let's not even go there. But that thing, so the soul ties, so these things of the exes, you got 5 exes on your back inside of you, and then another man comes along. He has to deal with those exes as well, because it's your behaviors and everything that you're carrying, and it grows and grows and grows.
Oh my God, so true. Oh my God. Yeah.
So don't. I learned that the hard way. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not a virgin. But I'm a virgin in Jesus Christ.
Hallelujah.
But no, because because you as a woman, like I said about healing, if we're going to move from the past and we're going to be able to deal with what's coming or what's happened in our past, you have to do the work in yourself. Some men either don't do it, but you have to do the work as well. You have to reach to a point where, is this helping me? Because me having sex with A, B, C, D, where is it getting me? Apart from becoming emotionally unstable. And that's what most women are going through. Because men are depositing.
Yeah.
Women are then carrying your deposit. We are also having exchange because of the fluids that two people are exchanging